Good. So I can do official. Welcome to Floating Nifty live session, both from Instagram and Facebook. And Facebook still, last time you guys were cut off, maybe in minute 40. So maybe we'll just end the session a bit earlier today then. We don't know what is going to happen. So still the same. Get 2 gauges ready and just jump the camp whenever you can, okay? And how is everybody doing today?
Good.
Good, Miss Tai. I think I'm going crazy. We're all going crazy.
Oh, we got Instant, the Damo. You got Jakey.
Cousin.
You got T is Intricate Melodies. Curious Rabbit Holes. What's up? G Seneville 90. That's a cool name. Haku Nama Atala.
Wow.
Life Escape.
All the people. Yay.
Yay.
Today we are going to do a really wonderful, fun session to just see how you pour water into your teapot or gaiwan, and it's gonna have actually an impact on the tea. And so just prepare a tea that you like to drink, or you don't like to drink, whatever.
Whatever.
It's kind of sick if you don't like to drink a tea and you want to do it. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of sick.
Hi, Terry. Terry Etad on Facebook. Hi, Cindy.
Cindy. Yeah, everybody's on. And I'm going to continue my Dongting traditional A, okay?
That's the brewing practice tea.
Oh, today I put on this jacket and my son said I look like a shaman or ancient Asian.
An ancient Asian?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Kind of funny.
Oh, Asheville, North Carolina, Terry. Nice. Cool.
Wow, North Carolina.
North Carolina,
Yay.
California. Jade Falcon is here.
Yeah.
Glad to finally have time to watch live. We're glad to have you.
How's your teapot? The Tokoname teapot.
Oh, Instant the Damo said nice coat.
Thank you.
And Jake the cousin said Shaman Showan.
Shaman. Today is one show that I'm hoping that will get a little bit enlightened. And so I have to put on a possible enlightenment outfit. Let's see if we go levitating. Yeah.
Full enlightenment.
Yeah.
Jet City T is here. Hey, Total Chiller. Got Hecha Holiday. Onion Powder Bomb.
Onion powder
I love your
bomb.
name. Oh, Zelus. Cool.
Okay, so if you guys are ready or not ready, whatever, I'm not going to wait for you.
So what exactly are we doing today?
We are going to, Miss Shaman Showan, we are going to work with water into the pot and notice the difference, okay? And so this is very experimental and you might not notice any difference. So if that's the case, then I lost the point once again, almost every single session. So let me warm up the pot first. I already warm up the cups. I already warm up the pot, okay?
Oh, Jade Falcon said the Tokonami teapot is awesome. Been using it for lighter oolongs.
Yeah.
Awesome. It really brings out a sweetness and the notes are clear.
So a lot of us who have been brewing tea for a while kind of lost the sense of when we pour in the tea or pour out the tea because it's so automatic and we just not a lot of times we just not connect to it, including myself. That's why I say we. Also, I randomly use we, you, she, her, whatever. I. And so sometimes we can be like, like talking to people and then just like pour water in. So I'm going to do that for a little bit. And so use one pot of tea. Okay. I would just like pretend I'm talking to somebody else and I just pour the water in and not paying attention to it. A little bit paying attention, but not much, and just like keep talking and keep hanging out, I guess, which is not a bad thing. Hanging out is a good thing. And kind of just randomly pour the water in, okay?
Oh, just to add to the random talking.
Yes, somebody is knocking on the door. Random talking.
Yay, postman!
Yay.
Hello? You're our favorite person. Yes. Thank you, sir.
And when you think the tea is ready, also, randomly pour it out. Just talk to your people, talk to yourself like right now.
Talk to the postman.
Talk to the postman, whatever, not paying attention, brewing tea, how long, I don't know, and just random.
It's all part of the experiment.
What did you try to say?
Postman. And then I also wanted to say hello to Boychik. Hello to Tihomir. Hello from Bulgaria, he says. It's awesome.
Whoa.
Bulgaria and Mount McCabe. Hello. And then Zilu said, I just got a tetsubin from Japan, so this is perfect. Awesome.
To pour the water.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, totally.
Tetsubin.
That's great.
And take a snapshot of how the tea feel when you just not pay attention. So this can be a little bit mental, actually. Like maybe your mind is just playing the trick. Who knows, right? And maybe because it is mental, I don't know. And I'm not sure if there's a scientific way to do this. Maybe you guys can let me know. I feel the tea is not very focused right now. Like the broth is not as concentrated, and the feeling of the tea is not concentrated either. I mean, is it a bad tea? Not yet. This tea is quite solid to be turning south, like 100%, but it's not super good either.
We were talking about me do the other day.
Yeah.
The me do is not very.
Yeah, the me do
high.
is not very, and the broth is not concentrated enough. Oh, and I know, and I actually see quite a lot of people in Taiwan also use this method, and I personally don't practice this, so maybe today I'll do it then, just right on the live. Okay, is let's circle the how do you say this? I don't even know how to say it. Yeah, when they pour water, they circle it. Huh? Maybe you do that too.
Make a little spiral.
Yeah. And maybe there's a reason, and I actually don't know. And maybe it's just habitual. Like a lot of people don't know why we are rinsing tea, why we are doing certain things about tea. It's more of a habit that you observe from somebody else, and then you just think that's the right thing to do. So I actually watch a lot of this, and I don't do that quite often, and I actually don't know why. So it will be water, like do a circle. You see, I'm not very good at it because I don't do it. It's like chaotic almost. And let's see how the tea feel. Okay.
We got tea hedges, the forgotten infusion, and then Instant the Damo said, "Do you keep the teapot warm?"
Yes. In between infusions, I try to. Sometimes live sessions or these kind of sessions, maybe not. I sometimes pop it back on here you go. I sometimes pop it back on, I think we talked about this. Before I brew tea again, I actually pop it back on here, on the top of the stove too. And so the pot can be hot too. Oh, hot.
Yeah.
And also my fingers. And so this, I use a new way to pour it in. So I have no idea what is coming out. Okay. Kind of fun. I love things like this. This is actually quite fun. I don't do it enough. Sometimes I don't have patience. I say whatever. Oh, and then some people maybe pour out water this way too. I mean the tea liquid. So maybe let me do it.
Don't even try. It looks.
It's like peeing. Whoa. Maybe it's like taking roller coaster then with your tea. Cool.
You got Stephen White cracking up.
You guys can see that I don't do things like this. And maybe I'm running out of material. So here you go. I just randomly like do something with you on live.
Jake Falcon said, I use an unglazed ceramic bowl that stays warm to keep the teapot warm between infusions. Tia just said intricate pouring choreography. Yeah.
And catching or whatever that thing is. I have no idea what that thing is. So, yeah, I don't know what is in tea. I just know my goal in tea is I want to let it taste really good. Hope that helps. So next one, let me show you what I have been practicing. And this is actually personal. Personal. I don't know what I'm saying today. That's the problem, I think. So for a while, I was practicing how to actually lift up this tea kettle without jerking my body sideways and still stay in center. And it almost incorporate with my some of the Tai Chi practice that I have. I wanted to practice that is because for a while, for many years, this is quite heavy, I think. And so when we cannot do it, then we balance our body sideways, which is really normal, I think. But I remember in 2010, Wisteria owner Zhou Yu told me tea is 正, 静, 清, 圆. And I didn't have the first word at all when I brew tea. Here you go. That's not 正. 正, you can translate a square. You can translate it right setting in center. And then my interpretation is solidly setting in center. Maybe the display of your things, your mind, and your body too. What if hey, what up today? Like brew tea like this, that you are not in line of your things, Sorry to say like that. And so for a while, I was actually only practicing lifting the almost like lifting weight, lifting kettle without twitching my body, slanting my body. And when I can do that, then I practice how stable I can pour the water in. Okay, and right now the water is cooling down.
Hey, Tim Sean. So for people that just joined, maybe you can say again about what you're about to do.
I'm about to pour some hot water into my teapot.
Thank you.
And so after I can, hopefully, it's still not super stable, because then I feel like when I want to be extremely stable, I focus too much and I forgot to breathe. So right now I'm also practicing water in and breathing the rhythm. Like there should be breathing too, rather than, because I'm so focused on keeping it stable. And then right now I'm practicing the height. Okay, so like this, and to aim in there 100%, and with that stream is actually quite thin, and then there's a power. So maybe I can take a cup, and maybe that this. Let me see if I can do this. Whew. I don't know how to do. This might be thin, but no power. There's a little bit. You can actually see the energy in the flow. So right now what I'm practicing is this thin, and then there is a little bit, do you know what I'm saying? Force into it. So let's do this. And remember to breathe. And then drop it. Dropping, I read about it and I forgot. I forgot what it meant. So maybe next week I can tell you. In the end, kind of just drop it. I will tell you why, but I don't know. I don't remember right now. Too much information.
Oh, hi, Wandering Tea House. Wandering Tea House says, hello from Los Angeles.
Well, hi.
And then Instant Dadamo said, what do you use to warm your kettle? It's an infrared heater.
Yeah. They look like. Oh, never mind.
Maybe you don't pick it up, but. And then Trekking Buddha said, side note, dope jacket.
Thank you.
Everyone loves the shaman jacket.
Shaman. Next time when I'm in Taiwan, I'll get a Taoist jacket too. That would be super dope too. Then decanting, I'm practicing, not doing this. And then relax the shoulder. Okay, you will encourage the flow of your body go into the tea. Maybe I won't talk too much about this. Yeah, here you go. I won't talk too much about it, but just relax your shoulder, please. It's good for you anyway in life. And so this infusion, I put a little bit more focus into it. And the flow is more steady, and see how you discover. So there are a lot of things you can practice, okay? So it's rounder now. Like that typical dongding puffiness start to show up. There's an angle at the throat. Everything complete now.
I'm surprised you could save it after it got so messed up.
I told you I'm a shaman today.
Dang, good job.
And the next few ones with using a gaiwan, then I have no idea how to then explain this. Gaiwan is a round object. It doesn't have a spout and a handle, so it doesn't really have, in a way, a clear angle to me. So let's see it in this one. This will be from Mr. Lai. Actually, he also teaches tea brewing, and then I majorly follow Mr. Shen for the brewing technique and style, and the things that he's seeking. And Mr. Lai's style, I incorporate sometimes. His tea is much quieter, and it doesn't fit my temperament. So I don't do his technique as much. But I will share this with you guys, some of the stuff that we learned in his class. And then, as I said, today is 100% experimental. It's actually quite fun if you can have time. And maybe you are not doing this right now, maybe too much for you to do it. Because sometimes you cannot, some people comment that you cannot watch and brew tea at the same time. I totally understand. I can close my eyes, still do this. So I understand if you want to do it later, but make sure you play with it. It's really fun. Next one, let's talk about the angle of where the water is going, okay? I think previously we already talked about the angle of just random, like circling and that kind of stuff. And then the tea show up pretty not focused. But somehow angle have a say on this. And I think those teachers that I sometimes imagine them when they are practicing, they will be brewing pots of tea and then just turn. Can you guys see? Here you go.
You can see it.
So, so far I see people facing this forward in Taiwan. If they use the pot, as I say, then a gaiwan, there's no direction in a way. But this normally they put it this way. A few teachers do. Mr. Sun put it which way? This way? Yeah. Yes, that way. Okay, but this will have a lot to do also with which angle you are going to pour your tea in. Okay, so Mr. Lai thinks, I think 30%, 30 degree.
Depends on the tea though.
Okay, so this will be 0. This will be 0. This is 90. He like to brew, depends on the tea, but most of the time he like to brew tea 30 degree, pour in. So you can imagine if you put it this way, you can still do 30%. Huh? Oh no, this is not 90. Sorry, this is 180. I'm insane. This is 90. So you guys maybe should play like around 20 to 30 and then 90 to see if you can notice the difference. I actually don't try that out as much because as I say, I don't have that much patience to just sit here and then like keep turning my teapot, you know. So I'll do the 30 with you. Like 20. I normally do 20 to 30. Which will be what I did before too, but this time I didn't leave the teapot as high, which I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that later. Like how high of a water you should be pouring in, not should be. Why you want to do lower or higher? They actually have an impact on the tea too. Super fun, eh? You guys feel it's fun? I hope so. I'm gonna keep talking. Whew. Yes, Miss Tai, is really fun. And Noah is about to give me a note. 5-minute cut-off time? No. Oh. Do you guys want to know what he say? No? Okay, cool. You really think?
Cindy said very fun.
Very fun.
Oh, Benjamin Orozco said, this is great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Sucks to Suck is here. Sucks to Suck.
Okay, let's see this one, the usual angle. Tea is quite good, quite a typical Dongting traditional tea that I've been drinking these past 2 months with you guys. So then what do I say? Pouring, right?
Yeah.
On what?
Well, you just did the first time. Well, the time that you did it right.
Just keep doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you only did it one time and then you didn't do it the next time.
Oh. Okay. So Noah wants me to do this one more time of what I have been practicing. Okay, leave it high. And then just stay very stable in center. And when you are ready, go for it. Like this. And then we'll fill the tea again, okay? He doesn't necessarily do this though, so you guys don't have to do this. It's just I want to practice this one particularly.
Brooke Travis said, "What is your favorite tea to brew?"
I don't have a favorite tea to brew. I would say I mostly drink oolong tea from Taiwan because that's where that's where I go to find my tea. When it comes to oolong, I mean, I love Chinese oolong teas too, but I don't have that much direct connection with the fabulous tea people there because I don't go there too often yet because I don't have time and money. I am a big fan of pu'er tea, but the pu'er tea that I got is still produced in Yunnan, but go through the route of my Taiwanese teachers because I think they can really find good stuff. So I just go for what they find. I find pu'er tea actually harder to brew, much harder to brew than oolong tea. Just my personal experience. I think one of our teachers think pu'er tea is really easy. So to brew, not my experience. So when I lift it up, the line feels also longer.
It's longer and the root is deeper.
Yeah. And then when I drink it, it feels, even the cha qi feels bigger too. And I don't know how many times I say about this already. When I brew tea, I like the tea to present the maximum degree that I can pour off. And I think the teacher, Mr. Shen, who I follow a little bit more on the brewing style, he has a big personality and he is trying to use tea to move people in a different way. He's like putting on a show, an incredible show that you don't know how that can happen, kind of a stuff. Really amazing experience every time when I drink tea from his hands. It's incredible. And I don't think in my lifetime I can pull that off. But I still go for it. While Mr. Lai, he is a a reserved, a little bit more reserved person, quieter, very center, a Buddhist, kind of serious sometimes. His tea can let you taste quietness, also incredible feeling. And his tea also tastes sweeter. Yeah. And then Mr. Shen's tea tastes dramatic and big. And that's what I'm looking for in my tea right now. I like it that way. I like long finishing stuff, and then I feel like with Mr. Shen's stuff, I can get a little bit more obvious finish. It's not like Mr. Lai couldn't pour off that finish either. I mean, his tea is long lasting, but in a really, really quiet way. And I think that's maybe what Noah is aiming for right now. And I'm aiming for a different person. So it's good that we are both practicing two separate things so we can compare.
But I think in terms of pouring the water, both of them are really going for stability is really important.
Yeah, stability. So when you pour in, no matter you want to do it high or low, put your focus in there. But don't do it like me in the beginning. In the beginning, I was like super intensely, just like it's like I was about to break my teapot and my tea too. I was so like into it, and now I'm more like step back a little bit, just relax my body and go for it. And so high and low, please play with that. Mr. Shen, the teacher who liked the tea really big and complex, he pretty much, I think, so far as I can tell, he do it high, no matter what kind of tea. H tea, pu'er tea, oolong tea, different kinds of oolong tea. He just do it pretty much in one height. But Mr. Lai, he thinks different tea require different height. For example, a really grounded Wu Cliff tea, you should do it low. And a really gentle and high notes, flowery style oolong teas, you should do it high. That's his interpretation. So, and his Oriental Beauty, then I forgot. As I tell you, so much information. So you guys can actually stay at home, maybe practice. No matter you want to do this high or do this low, even this shouldn't be random. Low, okay? Pretty low, but you should also put the focus and watch the energy. Just like the river, watch river. No matter forceful or slow, there is an energy in the river. Waterfall too. Waterfall, watch waterfall. Big ones, small ones, watch the energy. So even low ones, watch this. Get the energy in. So let's taste the low one, the extremely low one with this dongding. Oh, it's really hot. Do you guys think this is fun or just like, God, this is tedious? Can I brew a pile of tea? Yes, you can. And next session, we are going to talk about that then. Why do I do teapot style and bowl style? Maybe I already covered that, but let's do it again. Why not?
Jade Falcon said that height makes sense. It aerates the water or cools the temperature before it hits the tea leaves.
Makes sense for cooling the water, but they all like boiling water, Jake. Or the teachers
Jade.
that
Jade,
I'm sorry, I abused your name. All the teachers like really hot water.
Terry said it is fun.
Oh,
Cool.
So this one, much lower approach in the pouring in and see how the tea presents, okay? Also, if you want to play with this, choose a tea that you know fairly well. Because if you don't, then it also loses the point. You don't know what's happening anyway.
Benjamin has a question.
Okay.
Do you speak to the water in your mind before you pour?
Not very often. Sometimes I do. It sounds crazy. Sometimes I do speak actually to the tea, especially when the tea doesn't open. I will beg the tea to open. That's the moment that I actually speak to a thing, something, which will be the tea. Water-wise, not so often actually. Maybe I should. Good idea. Good question, I think. Yeah.
And then Mount McCabe said, it is interesting to think about the choices we make and that they are choices.
Yeah, make it a little bit, when it comes to tea, make it a little bit conscious. I think tea can be really simple. Just get a cup. Get a cup, pour some water in there. Tea in there and hot water in there. Wait for it a little bit. If you like brewing basket, do that too. If you like tea meticulously brew this way, do it as well. I think fundamentally, we are, all of us, hopefully, and if you are not, I'm not going to judge you. We are looking for a good cup of tea. Right? Which I think takes, and I think that's one. Tea is universal this way. We are looking for a good cup of tea, no matter which style you do it. And I think on the top of that, a lot of us are looking for a comforting. A lot of people mention it's almost like if you don't drink that cup of tea in the morning, you feel something is missing. Or coffee too. It can work on at the same time. Or if you feel like you don't practice, like if I don't practice tea brewing, I feel something is missing. And I think so tea, we want a good cup of tea. And on the top of that, we are seeking, in a way, a quiet mind. And then that needs a lot of practice for that to happen. And so I think I was talking to a customer who asked a question that he couldn't find time to do Gongfu cha. Then I said, no problem. I think I said it in the podcast. Just do grandpa style, which he was already feel amazed that you can actually do grandpa style, by the way. But you got to give yourself that 5 minutes. Just stand there, wait for the water to boil. Don't walk away. And if we can all do this, I think there's something in tea also help us to feel more connected. And this is totally off the subject.
So what are we drinking right now?
It's actually really low pouring.
Low pouring.
Yeah, like really low pouring in. And actually the tea feels more grounded when it's more, but it doesn't pour up that length. It doesn't
feel as long, but it
doesn't feel as long anymore. But it feels sweeter and more stable.
So I have a Mystic kinda tea said, how late am I?
Very late.
And it said,
I'm about to close the session.
And then said, can you use the dab method and flow method with any tea or just oolongs?
Oh, anything.
Any tea,
any tea.
And the session today was about pouring the hot water into the pot.
Yeah.
Not pouring the tea liquid into the cup.
Into the cups. It's more this direction right now.
But you can go back and watch it on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube.
Are we on YouTube?
I put it on YouTube today, yeah.
Oh.
See if it works.
We are on YouTube right now?
This is a test. I don't think anyone knows, but...
Oh, hi, YouTube. We are on YouTube. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Including myself.
I thought I'd give it a try.
Well, no, I'll work mysteriously. And I'm going to save this method, this play in the last steeping because I didn't want to destroy my tea on infusion 2 and then I have to switch to a new tea. So let's do this one. So I'm going to put this a little bit aside so you guys can see it. So no one kind of stopped me from giving too much information. It's not to hide the information. Sometimes too much is actually also a big distraction from learning. Since I talk about angles and you'll be like, wow, then it's so much because teapot is basically round. Even if you have a square teapot, the top one, no, the top one can be still square. Sorry, then I don't know. But there's actually like 360 degrees. So how much can you play that, But so far as I know, that when you get really good enough, I think in my second live session, my Taiji brother said, only when you practice deep enough, you can start to break the rules. But in the beginning, if you don't follow the rules, the tea can turn pretty bad. So what does that mean? So we talk about the angles and then up and down, right? But I watch some of the teachers doing that in Taiwan. They actually don't follow it as much anymore. I think they are so big already. I watch a video of Joey, and he's seriously random. For me, my unexperienced eyes, I was just like, wow, he just do it like that. And I bet that tea tastes very good. I don't know. I didn't taste it because it was in a video.
But you gotta expect it to taste pretty darn good.
From that guy, right? He's so deep out there with his third world rim already, or the universe. So does angles really count? You experiment with it and tell me. I pretty much only do this angle time. Try this, okay? And as I say, gaiwan then doesn't have this fun play. Do this. Turn your teapot the other way and pour water in. And I'm not going to let you know how I feel about this pot of tea. You tell me, okay? So just message me if you want to. Oh, don't message me. I don't care. Sorry. And I'll do my good stuff too with this angle. And just let it brew. And so far, which I forgot to ask, but I think there's something to do with, like Chinese feng shui, that kind of stuff, is left hand, water in, right hand, water out, okay? And then the sequence will be, this will be my left, my left. The tea brewers always left pour out first to the right. Yeah, which I should ask the teachers why, or maybe I should do the experiment first and just do this way and maybe tell them my conclusion to see if my conclusion was correct. So sometimes you can actually do that. Just try it out and then ask a question. It's actually more fun. And the teacher will feel more, wow, he or she is really trying. But as I say, rules, when you are so good, you can actually break it. Mr. Shen actually pour water in and then pour tea liquid out, both all by this hand. That's why he turned pot this way, because he has no choice. He got into an accident, and his right hand is pretty much gone. So he normally brew tea with his right hand down and just only use his left hand. He has no choice. But he was able to conquer that and still make pretty much the most amazing pot of tea that I have ever drunk so far. So practice the rules, the foundations, and then I think what is big is when you are able to break them then. Because rules are still rules. We should be able to find some moments to play and go out of it too. Okay? Too much ranting today. It's a little bit philosophical.
Cindy said, are you pouring with your left hand? Are you left-handed?
I am actually left-handed, yes. I pour water in left-handed and pour liquid, tea liquid out right-handed. And that's normally the norm. And then actually one teacher said, you have to do it this way. I think it will be Mr. Lai then, which I should ask him why, But one teacher, he lost his right hand, so he only do both actions from the left hand. No option. He only can do it that way. Okay, and let's pour this pot of tea out. I think it's long enough after my ranting. Do you guys hear the music? Dun, 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 dun. So try that out and you tell me what you feel, okay? So that I don't influence you with how you feel. Because sometimes I think a lot of it is actually mental. Because we believe in that. Which it comes to tea brewing, what is really important. That might be the most important part of tea brewing, no matter what you do. And then you're like, where are you pointed at? Well, yeah. Is it here? Yeah, here and here, okay? That is actually maybe the key points of tea brewing. And I don't think I want to talk about that much. So I think our tea brewing kind of things this will be the last session, and we'll touch on, of course, things come back and forth. In the future, we'll touch on certain subjects again, repeat, basically. It doesn't mean we do one session and we are so expertly about anything. So like the fundamental structures of tea broth, we should always go back to it, by the way. And I think that's it for today. A couple of announcements. What time do I have?
You have about 10 minutes left.
Okay, cool. A couple of announcements. June sessions are pretty much on our website. Yeah, yesterday I finally did my most disliked task. Actually, find 2 really bad tasting pours. That's seriously not fun. But it's done. So if you want to order samples, go on for it. The bad pours, you don't need to buy it. Just leave the comment on there. We'll send it to you. I don't sell teas like that. I found them anyway. Some people sent me some stuff a long time ago. So these teas are actually fairly aged, but super
like
not
10 years.
Yeah, super not yummy at all. At least 10 years here. And what else? So June is there. 2 boxes of New Season's High Mountain Oolong is about to leave Taiwan anytime now. So there are some new tea coming in. So hopefully early June, they shall arrive in Seattle. And I think that's it. So thank you for supporting these programs. We have so much fun doing it. And I hope you have fun watching it and go about it with us. Yeah, that's it.
Sounds good.
Okay, good.
See you guys Tuesday?
Tuesday. I forgot what we want to do on Tuesday, but just look at the website.
Well, we'll see you then. So first, I'm going to say goodbye to Instagram people.
Bye-bye, Instagram people. Stay well. Keep drinking tea. Keep drinking good tea.
Bye.
Bye.
And
we'll say goodbye with
say goodbye to the Facebook people.
And also YouTube.
YouTube.
I didn't even know I was on there.
It's a secret. Okay, bye, people.
Bye.